Hey everyone, Luke Dog here, and welcome back. Whoop, wrong button. Welcome back to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Awaken your mark, Captain! Prove it, my trumps! The pirate!
I'm gonna go around and collect a few of these little collectibles, and then we'll head on to our main mission. Sorry guys, gotta stop singing for now. Got some shinies to collect.
Captain Dalton himself.
Get this. Ah, we're full on wood. That's a first. Okay, got that. Let's head over to this chest. And then work our way down.
Captain has the... Give me some speed!
Off we go.
We'll tan his hide, oh poor old man. And if he don't, I'll ride him again. And we say so, and we know so, and I'll ride him
Reef in, all talk! Reef the foreman! Hold down! Hold down!
See you in a bit.
Furl those men!
No, I didn't want to go up. Oh well. Whee! Ow! Splish splash. Excuse me. Edward, you cannot take the stairs like a normal person. It's along the way.
Captain has the helm.
Off we go. I see you two. Right now our main concern is really just money. Restricted area. This is gonna be fun. Hang on, you're turning into me. You're definitely turning into me. Leave me alone. I just want to get this fragment over here. Thank you. The Royal Fortune. There's our main mission.
Trim the yards off the wind! The topsail's in! Clew up! Loose all, let's move! We ride the wind for all she's worth! Rouse the gallants and royals!
Be right back, everybody.
Oh, hearty lads! Further men! Captain overboard!
Just 2 more. It's a bloosh. Before we go to our main mission, let's go right next door to this little... Yeah, let's just go to this chest. Chinese are tempting me. Up and at 'em, boys.
Captain's trick. Loose and catch the wind!
We're headed straight for land, sir.
We'll be okay.
Shorten sail! Get off the squall! Get them aloft! Douse all sail!
See you in a little bit. Whee!
Captain's got to sea!
No surprise there, he's always at sea. He never goes on land. Except to get shiny stuff. I swear he's part magpie. Got some cloth. Oh, there you are. Okay, let's go meet up with robbers. Hey, that's all the chests. I just gotta go to the location to get those last 2 fragments as well. Sweet. Oh, let's go meet with Roberts.
Captain has the helm. Mains out, let's go! Haul in the...
Can you feel it, Addy? We're moments away from the grandest prize of all.
I feel nothing but a hot wind in my ears, Captain.
Come on, man. When we take this treasure, we'll be set for life, all of us. 10 times over.
As you wish.
Ahoy, Roberts! We'll cast anchor and meet ashore.
You were followed, Captain Kenway. How long for, I wonder?
It's Hornigold!
Burn and flay that turncoat.
Deal with your old friend in haste, Captain, before I regret my favor to you.
Darn, the pirate hunters were actually him!
Captain, think carefully about what you mean to do here.
What are you grousing about, Addy? It's Ben Hornigold, come to...
I hope this didn't... Yeah, it just screwed me over. Thanks, hunters!
us out.
Thanks, hunters. You screwed me over an optional objective.
Captain, think carefully about what you mean to do here.
What are you grousing about, Addy? It's Ben Hornigold, come to kill us out there.
Aye, and the traitor needs to die. But what then? Can you say with certainty that you deserve the observatory more than he and his Templars?
No, I can't, and I don't care to try. But if you've a better idea, by all means, tell me.
Forget working with Roberts. Tell the assassins. Bring them here and let them protect this place.
Aye, I'll bring them here. If they're willing to pay me a good sum for it.
We'll have a hard fight.
You mean them crags that look like the backbone of a beast?
Aye. El Espinazo del Diablo, the Spaniards call it.
Every last scrap of duck on the wind!
Topsails, gallants! Loose and trim!
Trying to avoid their circles.
Douse the royals and tops!
That was a
I
close
said
one.
douse! Douse the fore, hurry! Loose all and trim sharp to the wind!
More sail! Give me more sail!
Okay, Benjamin, where are you?
Reef the topsails and gallants!
Oh no. Oh no.
Muzzle your
Oh
tops,
no.
the trunks.
Oh no.
Loose all and trim sharp to the wind!
Crowd it all on, lads!
Did I get spotted? Nope. I'm still good.
Enemy making for us, sir! Looks like a frigate!
We're okay.
Just the lone ship, Cap!
Except I can't see anything in this internal fog.
Trim the yards off the wind!
Trim off the wind, my boys! Ease her!
It's the Fox. It's the Dunwick.
As much sail as you can! Ship coming up! Shorten sail! Get off the squall!
This is a bad place.
Every last scrap of duck on the wind!
All set! 4!
More sail! Up!
Get away from me. That's the Duke. I'm still good. Okay.
Shovel blowing in!
There's the Benjamin. Okay, now.
Fire! Ready to box, sir! Fire! Look, Captain, the whole place shot fire! Ready to fire, sir! Fire! Big vulnerable
Interesting
there,
that you
Captain!
only have a schooner.
Fire! Here it
Oh, Edward did say, are you just as my ship is bigger than yours?
Careful you don't run us aground!
Come here, you. I've also been upgrading mine. Yeah, I've definitely gotten a bit of cannon since we last met.
She's got
I will be coming back.
Air assassinate Hornigold. Okie doke. Coming for you, Ben.
Fancy to swim. I'll beat the bejesus out of you.
I want your weapon. Can I take your weapon? Yes, I can.
I'm enjoying it.
There we go. Well, since I'm here.
Right, stop.
Make me. Now, if you don't mind.
You there, stop!
Huh. I thought that was only 3.
Good. Another keystone.
Sweet. Hey, dear. Oh, come on. None of your other friends were running. Ooh. I know, I'm supposed to be killing Ben. Okay. Back to the important stuff. Shiny!
Hold mine.
Wow, that was a tiny little precipice.
The mighty P4 sailors back there, lads. If we live out this day, by God, I'm playing every last bitch here. Steady up! Keep your backs together, lads. This fight ain't over.
Might as well be. I'm coming for you, Ben.
You! He's off!
Down. Nothing.
Hold there!
Ben!
I know this bastard, and I've seen what he can do. He'll be after me, sure as I'm standing here. Hold your ground, and be ready for anything.
Yeah, about that. Peekaboo!
Ah! You could have been a man who stood for something. But you've a killer's heart now. With nothing but metal to show for all your blunders.
Campsite better than you, Ben. The heart of a traitor who thinks himself better than his mates.
Aye, and proven true. What have you done since Nassau fell, huh? Nothing but murder and mayhem.
You threw in with the very kind we once hated!
No! These Templars are different. I wish you could see that. But if you continue on your present course, you'll find you're the only one walking it. With the gallows at its end.
It may be. But now the world has one less snake in it. And that's enough for me.
Woo! Okay, time to collect everything here. Synchronize. It's a long way down. Okay. Let's collect some stuff. Of course, I gotta go all the way around because this is a big rocky place. First things first. Someone's shooting. Someone's shooting my ship. Better not be. Really upset if you are. Okay, let's just focus on the one I marked. Come on now. There we go. Get off the statues, Edward. There's one. There's a two. Now let's go over here. 2 fragments, 2 secrets, and deal. Look down on this end. What? Oh. Hello. Come on now. There. You're welcome. Now I'm gonna take your ammo, because I'm running a little low. If you have any, that is. Hey, you did. Okay. Treasure. Just gotta find a way inside. Oh, it's probably right down here. There we go. There's a 1. There's a 2. Stele. Up there. There we go. Right in the middle. Is it gonna hurt? Huh, nope.
And 1 more stone.
Next up, we got a fragment. Hi, dear. Yoink. Got a map over here. Should lead to somewhere nice.
Aye, that's the way.
Hey, elite fire barrels! I'm guessing this is the Benjamin. There's that fragment. Dang it! Guess I gotta climb to the top. Just can't climb this. There we go. Climb the rigging, Edward. Move it. Very tippy top. One more secret, and I believe it's over here. Yep, there it is. There you are. Number 12. I still need 10. Dang it. Benjamin Hornigold, born in mid-1680s, died summer of 1719. Benjamin Hornigold was likely born in Norfolk, England, although this has not yet been verified. All other information about his early life is unknown as yet. The first recorded instances of him are his early exploits as a pirate in the West Indies around 1713 to 14. He was one of the earliest pirates to emerge after the end of the Spanish War for Succession, which gives us good reason to believe he was one of the many hundreds of privateers who were left without gainful employment in the ensuing peace. Like many other British mariners, Hornigold spent much of his time in the Bahamas, eventually settling in Nassau. It was from here he launched his career as a full-fledged pirate, though he likely thought of himself as a privateer, in his earliest years at least. A skillful sailor and strategist, Hornigold lacked some of the ruthlessness required to be a truly successful pirate, and until 1716 refused to attack English ships out of a sense of loyalty to his home country. A pirate with a sense of honor would make a superb hero in my humble opinion, if our edits to Edward Kenway don't pan out. Agree, Jay. His lack of facial hair is a bonus. The beards on most of these guys look like owls' nests. Ugh. Hornigold continued pirating throughout 1717 and 1718, always with a mind on improving the situation in Nassau. But when rumors began circulating that King George I of Britain had issued a full pardon to any pirates willing to cease all illegal activities and retire, Hornigold took stock of his stagnant situation and considered it seriously. This angered his closest associates, Charles Vane most notably, who considered the pardon to be a cowardly surrender. Then came the day of reckoning. In 1718, Captain Woodes Rogers arrived in Nassau with a fleet of 7 toll ships and declared himself the king's appointee as governor. With a mandate to rid the Bahamas of all pirates, Rogers was not a man to be trifled with. Hornigold, who had grown quite sick of defending a republic few were willing to back, surrendered to the governor and took the pardon. In the year following, Benjamin Hornigold grew to admire Captain Rogers and worked as a privateer for the governor as often as he could, ultimately raising his reputation far above what it had been as a mere pirate. But when his activities brought him back into the sphere of his old friend, the pirate Edward Kenway, his seemingly good fortunes came to an end. Benjamin Hornigold died under mysterious circumstances in the summer of 1719, somewhere in the western seas of the West Indies. He's not that old. This is the 1700s. Typo. Now then. Fire barrels, 479, 487. Let's go. Let's go get some fire barrel storage. Take care of that at least. No, wait, no, it's not storage. You know what I mean. Ah, we gotta go down.
Sails! On furl mains! Trim to, lads!
Can't I just go into the hole up there? Please. No, I gotta go down with the sharks. Boo. Okay. Yeah, I know I have a treasure map. Watch out for the sea urchins, because they sting and they hurt. Hi, eel. Okay. Ow. Ugh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Right around here then? Yep, it's right here. That was simple. Elite fire barrels. Now let's just get out of here. Don't mind me. Ow. Hey guys, I'm back. I got shot though, so. Sell the cargo, like the cloth. Sell the hunting goods, the deer, and the bone, I guess. Fire barrels. Okay, we need plans and money. We need plans and money. And we just need money. Hold on. What do we need exactly? You need 750 wood. Wood. You just need money. 200, 400, okay. I was contemplating maybe selling some of my wood. Now then,
Captain's at the helm.
why don't we go... Let's go to Corazal. There's apparently a lot of stuff there. So let's do it. Coming for you, shiny sun. I'm a coming for you. Want to head over here and pick this up.
Get the mainstream!
Let's go. Where did I hit?
Dark skies and rough seas there.
I can see that.
Douse all but mains!
Pirate bounty Get those crews up!
Loose
Oh.
all, let's move!
Crowd on all the sail we have.
Douse the gallants and royals!
We're gonna get caught.
Flags out! Let's get moving!
Oh well.
Loose topsails, gallants. Storm there, Captain. Looks bad.
It's not a storm, it's just a big gust of wind. We'll be fine.
Douse the royals and tops!
Reef the foremen. Haul in the topsails.
Wind's working against us here.
Tops! Gallants! Royals!
And we're gonna go into a battle. Excuse me. Yep. They're attacking us now. Just want to go get a fragment. Leave me alone. I'm leaving your waters, don't worry. See? I come in and pick this guy up. Welcome to the Blue Crew. Except we're full. Sorry. Will you leave me alone?
Force patrol this
Refit all tops!
There. Just wanted to get this.
Captain overboard!
I'm always overboard. Well, maybe not always. I'm not crazy. Sugar for Steed. What's that guy up to? One more fragment. Sail onward to... over here. What? Viewpoint. There we go.
Unfold mains, let's move!
Off we go.
Loose tops and royals!
Real Mazzy. Well, since we're going in here, I might as well stop up here first. Lots of Spanish. Whole lot of Spanish. Don't mind me. God dang it. Fine.
Fire!
You brought that on yourself.
Mortars, Kenway!
Hey, sword.
Firepower is great! Keep your distance!
Brace for impact!
Are you mad, Captain? We've been scorched!
Why am I turning to the left, right? Ha! Lost ya. Okay. Just gotta stop over here, pick this fragment up, and then we'll sail over to whatever it's called.
All in the stunsail!
Ease the spanker!
Down, sword sail!
But just to help out, we'll turn you around. And I'll actually go off the back. See ya!
Captain Salt in himself!
I see some cargo. Let's get the cargo. What do we got? Sugar for Steed. There we go. Now the only fragments we have left are at locations that we haven't visited yet.
Loose and trim too! Close down! Man your sheets!
We're gonna run into you, aren't we? Looks like it.
Careful, Captain! These waters are closely watched by our enemies.
Dang it!
Bitter quarters!
Shorten sail! Get off the squall!
Fine then. Oh, you're a tiny one.
Race! We gotta pull! Reel the lubbers in!
You're a tiny one. Shouldn't be too hard. He says as he misses. See? 2 shots. No problem. I'm gonna send you my fleet. Because why not? You can deliver some sugar to Steed. Don't bump back. Oh, they just sunk my friend.
Hostile warship closing!
Unfold, mates! Let's move!
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Fill those sails!
God dang it. Just want to die.
Exposed, take the saucer! Away! There's a good shot for Crippler!
Cannon ready!
She's vulnerable there, Captain! Fire! Taking a hit, Captain!
We're found to the ship! Clue up!
There's a good shot for Crippler!
Ha! Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to dock. Hey, we got our tavern.
Jumping overboard!
First things first, of course. Oh, hi, doggy. Looks like you got a little too close to the fire there, bud.
That's booty.
Can you repair my ship, please?
¿En qué puedo ayudarlo hoy?
Thank you. Sell the sugar. Sell the cloth. $30,000.
Seguro que será provechoso para los dos.
I don't know what you said, but okay. Nope, nope, nope. Up, up, up. There you go. Spin on around. Climb on up. Run across. Just keep on climbing. Synchronize. Sploosh. Easy peasy. What do we got here? Chronicas dos Fetos de Guin. Portrait of Henry the Navigator, benefactor of many famous 15th century explorers, once belonged to the estate of Peter Beckford. That's interesting. Alright then. Excuse me. Where to next? There's some chests. Oh, there's a chest right there, though. Let's get that one first before I forget. Just off in this tiny little island. Hi, doggy! There we go. Okay, and north. Or west, or however. Get off the tree, Edward. Thank you. see shiny chests. There's a 1. There's a 2. There's a fragment over here. Just want to climb the tree. There we go. A bottle. This is the last one. Please say it's number 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, okay. Let's finally start reading this. To any and all who may read this missive, know first that I am Tom Kavanagh, born in 1652, formerly of Boston, now of the world, living in the year 1706, taken to isolation long ago in the place of my ancestors in pursuit of peace and steadiness of spirit. My story is a singular one, though I make no claim to greatness or nobility. Yet there is such an amount of strangeness in my blood it bears mention, with the wish that a better understanding may come from my situation, and with the hope that, if there be any others in the world who suffer the same perturbations of mind as I have since birth, they might find in me a kindred soul, and a friendly voice to guide them to the calmer shores of sanity. In plain words, I was born a creature of 2 souls, one being my own, newly mint and fresh upon the world's stage, yet the other being an old and wise thing, a soul as old as the universe itself may be. 2 souls, therefore, in a single body, competing for supremacy. For as long as I have been a thinking being, I have felt these 2 tides stirring within me. How this mysterious incorporation should have occurred should be the subject of future letters. From birth, I was known to my parents and neighbors as a boy of strange habits and impulses. My eyes, being of unequal color and dimension, always invited odd comment and query, being so easy to discern. But my behavior was also noticeably queer. I was given to gesticulations of a mysterious sort, signs and symbols that appeared to my parents to portend a meaning they could not decipher. It was also said that I never did cry or protest. Strange for a babe, but likely a comfort to my dear mother. I gained the gift of speech in my 12th month, my first words being, my love and beloved. My parents seized upon this as a good sign of robust intelligence, but could not have been much pleased with what such words implied. And right they were to be anxious, for at such a time that I should have called these kind shepherds mother and father by the age of 2 years, I had already taken to refer to them Elizabeth and Thomas. A queer sort of quirk for an infant, it need be said. But this was my impulse, and until I passed through adolescence was a practice I stuck to. Of the city I called home for nigh 2 decades, I have nothing but fond memories. Boston was a place of great beauty and peace. My father was a cobbler by trade, and my mother kept a modest house as she raised me as best she could. And together we lived along the southern shores near the wharfs that saw the tall ships in their comings and goings, shuttling all manner of good to and from this young colony. I remember being always fascinated by those ships and the promise of adventure they presaged, and it was not for want of distraction or imagination that I spent many a morning sitting upon the docks to watch them enter the harbor from locations afar, or disappear from it, sinking into the horizon as silently as a dream. I wondered then what lay beyond that thin line of azure, and in wondering set the course of my desire. I wished to travel, to discover. So it was that I knew from those early days I would not live out my life in Boston, but would range far and wide in search of the source of the strange secrets within me. Of that more shall be writ at another time, but let it be known that I was content for a time, and that I loved my parents very much. I recall with great clarity the day of my first reverie. Heretofore I have only the sense of my bicameral mind, but on this day I was offered a glimpse as if through a window in that second buried soul, into the second life within me. I was 4 years of age, and it was a fresh autumn day. I was out with my parents upon an excursion, strolling along the place called Beacon Hill. We, having only concluded our picnicking, now ranged away about the peak to take view of the city below. It was then a coolness fell upon me. The world seemed to darken and glow all at once. I fell back, landing, it seemed, into a pair of coddling arms. A voice said to me, "Go, beloved, go to your rest." As eerie as this was, a deep love suffused me. The voice went on, "Your sacrifice will not have been in vain, and though you must pass from this life, I will see you renewed, reborn to remain at my side forever." Never before and rarely since had I felt such a depth of adoration. Then the skies cleared and the world lightened, and I woke supine with my parents looming over me, calling my name. It was with deep sadness I should now relate the genesis of my feeling of great isolation from my parents, even at so young an age, and my powerful sense that I was too much different from them, meaning that though they had borne me and raised me, I seemed not of their issue, nor of their kind, and the reverie described previously cast this feeling in a firmer mold. I seemed not to be of this world at all. Indeed, there were days when I felt not remotely human at all, but of an other kind of creature entire. Between the time of my 4th year and my 14th, I was given to such a profusion of reveries and ideas and dreams that I should sound mad to describe them, yet by outward appearance I was as normal as any lad, and further, was never particularly troubled by what crossed my mind. Visions of great cities made of glass, portraits of beautiful men and women in great flowing robes, machines that generated lightning as easily as thunderclouds, vehicles that flew in the skies as birds. As I say, ideas and visions too fanciful to be entertained by any sane minds, yet all too real to my head and to be ignored. When I was aged 14 years, my father, feeling I should discover some better skill or trade sensible to my habit of mind, apprenticed me to a master carpenter, joiner called Jonathan Davenport of Boston. Master Davenport had then many slaves and 2 other white boys in his employ, one a bricklayer by trade and the other a carpenter, both not terrible clever. But seeing in me a certain spark of intelligence and wit, Master Davenport was all too keen to place me as a joiner, and I was happy to oblige, the position earning me some £2 a year and great satisfaction of spirit. A joiner's work requires a nice and steady hand, and a great taste in ornament, both qualities Master Davenport told me I had in large measure. And so it was with great pride that, well prior to the customary 7 years, I took leave of my master after only 5, and set out on my own at 19 years of age to seek my success, now a man and master in my own right. My master was not sad to see me go, but bade me good fortune, for he knew in his heart that I was the greatest talent he had yet apprenticed. For there is something of a natural genius in you, lad, a wisdom beyond your years. And so packing a kit of my worldly possessions, I bid my mother and father much love and farewell, then took passage on a merchant brig bound for Jamaica in the West Indies, where need of carpenters of skill were greatly needed. It pains me now to think of my feelings of my departure from Boston, and from my dear parents, who raised me so well, for in hindsight I think perhaps I should have been melancholy, or anxious at the least. Yet leaving home at so spry an age ranks as one of the great joys of my life. Never before or since did I ever feel such an embrace of freedom. Yet not all concerning my leaving was joyous, for it was around this time that the voices came upon me strong, much like a man whispering in my ears. These voices were neither sinister in nature, nor did they prevent mature dealings with my fellow man. But unlike my reveries, which came to me in my sleep or in daydreams, these voices came upon me at times inconvenient to my present purpose. Day and night they intruded without provocation, and though they were not constant, they were certainly frequent in nature, and strangest of all, had the qualities of memories. There were times, too, when I seemed to hear my own voice among them. Was it possible I heard conversations from a previous life? Memories of those I knew? Memories of engagements long past? In the next letter, I shall relate what were perhaps the most confusing snatches of conversation. Here I relate one such memory, repeated ad nauseum through the whole of my life. Myself, a man, and 2 women. As biological traits are passed from one generation to another, why should we not engineer the humans to pass learned information to their offspring as well? It is well within our scope. And here another woman interrupts. Never! Already we have made them sturdy and strong. Why should we get them with new advantages over us? We are dying. The war is tilting against us. We should discover a means to our own salvation, not theirs. And here the man disagrees. Our time is done. The instruments of our will shall soon be our masters, and we shall fade away. Perhaps not in 10 or 20 years, but certainly this century is our last. Why not therefore gift the humans with added faculties of wisdom and growth? Why not let them pass on the accumulations of their learnings from one generation to the next? By ever ascending degrees, the humans shall be as wise as we are. And here I seem to speak. It can be done. By simple manipulation of the code within their blood, we could improve their lot. And here the second woman screams, "Absolutely not!" And then the memory is ended. Upon my route to the West Indies, a curious incident aroused in me a revelation. It was a wanton act of violence that I witnessed, one that proved fatal only to its instigator. A pardoned pirate named Savary, who had come aboard to work off his debts as an honest Christian, yet died a devil full of drink after mistaking the reasonable abjurations of his fellow men for insults. He was taken by a self-inflicted pistol shot, sustained as he attempted to load his piece in preparation for the first of 6 duels which he had arranged as challenges against our group. All of us were sad for his misfortune, but none were sorry that our crew grew quieter in his absence. And yet, at seeing the poor chap wound himself so, and witnessing the blood freely flowing from his body, a notion sprung upon me like an idea long dormant, already within me, yet awaiting a chance to reappear. Thence came the phrase I had heard before, springing to my mind. The code in their blood. Suddenly it was sensible to me. The code of life, like a shipbuilder's draughts in miniature, yet responsible for building each and every man and woman on earth. How was it that such an idea made perfect sense to me? How was it I understood already that which had no precedence in the most modern philosophies? The code of life, in our blood. Imagine. These ideas swirled within me for many weeks upon that voyage, spinning in such a maelstrom of thought I could not articulate them. Reaching Jamaica, I pushed all idle thoughts of fantasies from my mind and set about finding myself employment. A letter of endorsement from my mentor, Mr. Davenport, hastened my success, and within a fortnight I was able to secure an interview with an agent working for the estimable Mr. Peter Beckford, a man known wide across the West Indies as a one of honor and good intelligence. As I must say, was his agent, for the man hired me on the spot, and within 2 days' time was I set to work upon the slave quarters, fitting them with sturdier doors and tighter roofs. For my own accommodations, I am well pleased to tell they were fine. 3 windows had I, 2 of which looked upon the cane fields. When opened, a light breeze filled my room, one scented with the raw perfume of the nearby sea, and the distant sound of a hushing ocean surf. Often, too, the spiritual songs of the Negroes hard at work entered, and gave me a deeper calm. It was pleasant there, only this comfort could not mask the dread I felt at the thought of catching the yellow fever, or another of the innumerable ailments that often struck those newly arrived to these parts. For my part, I saw well over 17 men and women perish from the disease within 6 months of my arrival. It seemed then that for every success I had, another 2 or 3 potential hazards lay in wait, and as time would tell, this proved most unfortunately true. Of my employer I must say something, for it was owing to his connections that I came to find such troubled dealings. Peter Beckford was a man of great charisma and pride. In 1662 he had come to Jamaica and in just 10 years had fast procured himself a sizable portion of land which he sowed with cane as early as he was able. Upon my coming into his orbit, he claimed all about him, one of the largest private holdings of land in all the world, rivaling only kings and emperors for his largeness. This same surplus applied to the numbers of slaves in his employ. Whereas he had arrived in Jamaica with a complement of 3, he now owned the better part of 300. A shrewd and relentless man of business, Mr. Beckford was known also be subservient to a temper of cyclonic power. Wrath and fury and enmity were his primary means of settling arguments that could not be concluded in Mr. Beckford's immediate favor. He was, however, always kind to me, and as gracious a man as one could hope an employee to be. But this I put down to my status in his eyes. He was a traditional man with a respect for rank and breeding. In earlier times, he had been the governor de facto of the island, and though a statesman no longer upon my arrival, he still bore all the signs of a man who felt it in his nature duty to lead. Further, his political connections he valued as deeply as the sugar and the money it brought him, and it was in this capacity, following the arrival of a Spanish soldier, that I met the man who would change my life for the worse forever, a young man named Laureano Torres. It was in April of 1673 when I espied the galleon in Kingston's harbor, flying the colours of the men of Holland, which I thought queer but not unlikely. This was a ruse, however, for the ship's cargo was most assuredly Spanish. a gentleman called Torres, once a soldier in the Spanish army, now an emissary on behalf of his king. Or so said he to Peter Beckford. I learned later he called himself a Templar, and had made his visit to Beckford's plantation to look upon Master Beckford's strange collection of collected manuscripts. Torres was 2 days with Mr. Beckford when another object took his full attention, namely me. The sight of my face stirred in him a strange sort of excitement, which I found altogether untoward at first, until he plied me with questions that shocked me to the core of my being. Said he to me one evening after supper, "Hear you voices, Mr. Kavanagh?" "How is that?" I answered, feigning ignorance, though shaken in truth. "Voices, from the dark of your mind, or memories, to be clearer, as if from another life entire." And here I was terrified. How is it that this man knew the odd riddle of my life as if it were a banal fact of history? "I know not what you mean, Mr. Torres," said I, and took my leave of him, so anxious as I was. "Good night to you, sir," said he, as I departed. "We shall speak again when you are rested and ready to talk." Still shaken, I bade him good night and made for my bedchamber, feeling another reverie coming strong upon me. When I reached my bed, I fell into both. Here I relate another reverie. Myself and a woman. "Beloved," said she, a voice so intimate and familiar, "our colleagues conspire against us. They dither and sigh, resigned to their fates, content to champion the humans. But there is hope for us. There is a chance we might inure our bodies to the chilling world, the poisoned atmosphere, and the war itself. Will you aid me? Will you submit?" And here I hear my own voice in answer. "Yes, beloved. What must I do?" "Transference," said she. "The shuttling of our minds from these old bodies into new forms, mechanical bodies perhaps, or into those of our instruments, our humans. In short, I believe there may be a way to transfer all we know and all we are into other forms. In this way we may survive the coming cataclysm and live to see our people repopulate the earth and recover her from those we foolishly set loose upon it." "Transference," I said aloud. "Our minds into alternate vessels? A dangerous prospect, but reasonable." "Yes," said she, "and who better to make the leap than you, my beloved husband? With a mind unparalleled, a constitution unrivaled, architect of the observatory, overseer of Eden's tools, the brightest light in our civilization. If you are not capable of making this leap, perhaps no one is." "And here," replied I will do this for you, beloved, for us and our people." Lost as I was in my reverie, I failed to see the envelope slipped beneath the door to my bedchamber. It read thus: "Dear Sir, forgive the alarm I must have raised with my queries, but you have the exact likeness of a man my colleagues and I have longed to meet. Allow me an audience and I will explain all. Your friend, Laureano Torres." I pondered this letter for some time that evening, wondering what it could mean that I had the exact likeness of a man he knew, and why it should raise so much intrigue. I wondered at this for hours. Pacing about the room with a mind to slip from my chamber, when of a sudden I heard a rapid succession of reports from pistols and rifles outside in the garden. To my ear it sounded as if a war had begun, with me a bystander at its center. I dropped to my knees and hid on the far side of my bed, away from the window, and shut my eyes. But as I did this, a voice called out to me from my chamber door. "Mr. Kavanagh?" it said. I raised my head and opened my eyes, and there saw a figure cutting a terrible outline. Hooded and robed in dusky sienna, the man lifted a small pipe to his lips and blew. I felt a sting upon my neck, as if from a mosquito. I opened my mouth to protest, and thereupon a wave of fatigue took me, and I fell asleep. I awoke some days hence in the bustling native village in the presence of that same man, many leagues from where I had called my home. A native himself, with a strong and serious but gentle face, he named himself Balaam, and bade me not to be frightened. Strangely, I was not, for his demeanor was calm and his words were kind. I asked him why he had brought me to this place. His surprise seemed genuine, and he told me, "You are a sage. Your face tells it plain. Your eyes most of all." I did not know what to make of this suggestion. He went on, "You are but one of a long lineage of identical men born outside their original time. Your likeness and your soul are a pattern, repeated throughout the ages. Oftentimes a century or more passes without the appearance of a sage. Other times, two are born in the same decade. We know not why." And dashed my brains, but all he spoke was known to me in some intricate way, and yet it frightened me all the same. How could it be that I was a man reborn? How could it be that I was already lived one life, and had plodded through a second, still pondering the first? I spent many a day with this man Balaam, and in that time he told me all he knew, then asked questions of his own he hoped I might answer. For several days I stayed with my captive Balaam, asking him all manner of questions, and he asked the same of me, and all the while I wondered what fate he intended for me. At last, on the 7th day, I revealed what lay heavy on my heart. What do you want of me, sir? That you keep me prisoner so? At this, Balaam laughed and answered, You are no prisoner, sage. You may take your leave at any point. Only tell us where you wish to be dropped, and if it is in our power, we shall transport you thence. This answer surprised me, then angered me. Why then did you spirit me away with such a diabolical method? Kidnap, no less. And said he in answer, Your master hosted a Templar, and may now be one himself. Such men are not to be trusted with a prize so valuable as you. Steer clear of them, for they seek the knowledge that hides in your mind, your dreams, your memories, and the location of a place once dear to you, the observatory. This word rang in my ears, for I had heard it before, another memory from a time long ago. And what do you desire of me, sir? I asked him. Would you steal the secrets buried within me too? Balaam smiled. I would not shun them, but to share them is a point for you to decide. Your secrets are your own, and yours alone to lend. After my difficult counsel with Balaam, I took a day to ruminate on what should be done. Notions strange and uncertain battled in my head for supremacy, and I was never on one idea long before its opposite seemed a better option. Yet at last made my decision. Sir, you have been gracious with me, I told him, and my trust in you is complete. Yet I cannot share my visions and memories without first understanding them myself. I must therefore take my leave and travel in secret to a place that has occurred in my thoughts for many years. Balaam smiled and said, I understand well, and I believe in your cause. To find the source of your reveries will do you a great good. Go, therefore, and answer these riddles. We will provide you with supplies to steady you safely embarked. To which I replied, Thank you, sir. And if what I find satisfies me, I will return hither and provide you with answers that may satisfy you as well. In the days following, Balaam was true to his word. With his young son, Tabai, in tow, he transported me first into a fishing village near his own compound and supplied me with maps and coin before issuing a warning. The Templars are lately come to the West Indies, and this Torres is their Grand Master, and though few now in number, there must soon be others. Take heed of them, and trust not their entreaties, for what they cannot earn by conversation they will take by force. And with this and a hearty goodbye, I took my leave of this assassin and set out for parts unknown, a vague sense of purpose pulling me forward. After leaving Balaam, I set out in a sloop of my own and traveled for nigh on 1 year about the West Indies, sailing with a small crew to all manner of jungles and playas and beaches, looking for a sign or a landform that might spark in me a memory. Along my way, I met many a fine people who did me great kindnesses, and offered work in exchange for more provisions. In this way, I came to know the people of the New World and of the Old, and found in all of them the same hopes and desires. To travel is truly the finest education. Then, after my 13th month of roving, I found my object well inland of a known island. Here it was, the place Balaam had called the observatory. Hold on. Oh, what memories the location aroused. Well, prior to clapping eyes upon its structure, I knew I had come to the correct spot. Leaving my men on shore, I passed alone through jungles and deep ravines, coming at last upon the spot. Yeah, sorry. And there marveled at his strange and foreboding presence. Without prompt, I knew what to do. I pressed my finger into what I knew to be a portal, and upon its opening, I passed inside. What I saw there, however, shall remain a mystery. For the world is not yet ready to hear my tales, which should sound like sorcery to all my friend Balaam, and perhaps the Templars who likely chase me still. I remained alone at the observatory's location, plumbing its secrets, all the while besieged by such an influx of reveries it would require a tome twice the size of a Bible to relate them all. Let it suffice to say that I came to understand the nature of the two souls within me, and I am now content. After near on a week there, I was visited by a group of natives from the island, people of the Taino tribe, I believe. They spotted me first, and might have killed me straight away, had my utter surprise not widened my eyes to such a degree that their unusual qualities were seen by all. At seeing me thus, the natives stopped and dropped to their knees with slow gesticulations. I understood at once that these men were sworn to protect this place, and in my further conversations with them since, I made out that it was a previous sage who had employed them so. Or more precisely, I should say, employed their ancestors. Thus, for nearly 150 years had passed since the last sage had come this way. I'm told his grave lies nearby, but is unmarked and inaccessible. It has now been over 4 decades since my arrival at the sacred place, and only one question yet lingers in my mind. How many more of my sort have been here in total? Near 80 millennia have passed since our inception, and I am apt to believe the number quite high, but I cannot know for certain. But let that not trouble you, reader, for if you have followed my story entire, look you for my final missive in the place where I will soon surely lay, hidden near the observatory, where I have instructed the guardians of this place to bury me when my passage across this mortal coil is at its end. Therefore, fare thee well. Fare thee well, until then. Wait. Oh, wrong one. Oh, that's a lot of stuff there. You know what? Let's finish off these contracts. I know we've been going on long, but let's just finish off this island. This treacherous pirate captain wishes to capture Fortune Churro for himself. Don't let him. Okay. I'm gonna need to get a drink of water. Fast travel! Okay, Mr. Captain. You try to take my fort? I don't think so.
Seems you could use a little help disappearing, friend.
I don't need
Care
to.
to lose the lawman, friend?
Someone's trying to sneak into my fort and take it. I'm not going to allow that to happen.
Many men's afraid of Kenway. Devil, they call him. But I got one thing he don't have. This fort. I'd love to see the devil try to get past my men. He won't, of course, but if he did, oh, I'd show him hell.
I bet you would.
I hate to burst your bubble, but I've already captured this.
If you'd ever fought the half-guffer, then you'd know what I mean.
Tell it to the sea. I'm sick of your boasting and speaking in tongues.
You'll regret saying that when you're face to face with the monster of the north. It'll swallow you and your ship with it. And any whales that have...
Get the word! Not inciting!
Get out of my fort! Now then. Now that that's over, do we have something available to buy? Or is it just saying, oh, we have the supplies, but you still need the plan?
¿Qué puedo hacer hoy por usted?
How are we doing on ammo? Okay. Yeah, we don't. Still need money. We just need the plan for the ram, though. And we need one for the heavy shot. Okay. Back to... what's it called? Corozal. Yeah, this is gonna be another long one. But we're getting so close to the end. Contract hut. A group of smugglers pillaging ancient caves is being led by a Templar aristocrat. Find their group and kill him. Ugh. Ow, dang it. It's at the one place I haven't been to. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to stop here and get a drink then, and end it. Oh well. I just washed this coat! No one touches my coat! All night. Now that's over. Let's get a drink. If you like this video, let me know in the comments. If you really liked it, push that cute little like button. Hi, doggy. Who's your good boy? Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Luke Dog, and I'll see you next time.